All right, my fellow Americans, what we're witnessing isn't just a low turnout for the Democrats, it's a complete implosion of the Democrat machine. Howard University's watch party for Kamala Harris looks like a ghost town, but here's what is really telling. Joe Biden won't even be showing up to support his own administration's candidate. And when Jill Biden showed up to vote wearing Republican red, you know that was an accident. Now, the internal polling must be catastrophic because we're seeing Democrat strongholds reporting numbers that would have been unthinkable just hours ago. And with Democrat leadership crumbling before our eyes, now more than ever, you need protection on the road. Think about it. As cities descend into chaos and crime rates soar in Democrat strongholds, your safety behind the wheel matters more than ever. That's why you need the state-of-the-art dash cam watching your back. The same areas reporting record low Democrat turnout are seeing record high crime rates. And this easy-to-install dash cam records every detail, offering 4K Ultra HD night vision 24/7 security. Visit carvisionx.com right now and get free express shipping and several bonuses during our special election night offer. Don't wait until it's too late. Okay, let's dive right into what we have picked out for you today. It's been a long day tracking all of this news and information for you, and I'm getting it up right now. Here it is, the Democrats' outlook. Okay, this is what this actually just broke before I went live. And this was sent to me by Mancow Mueller. The White House has now canceled all election night parties worldwide. This is huge news. It's not widely reported. Sources inside the Trump camp, according to Mancow Mueller, it's a great source, but still unconfirmed. Yet Business Insider reveals that all U.S. embassies across Europe have just canceled their election night parties, every single one, except for Rome. Curiously, these parties were planned and scheduled for weeks, but now they're suddenly off the table. And the question is, why the abrupt change? It's not hard to see what's happening. They're anticipating a loss. They're preparing for what's coming. So keep in mind, all these ambassadors are Biden appointees and they're loyal Democrats. These are longtime party insiders, not outsiders. And for them to cancel like this, it says everything is a massive tell that the winds are shifting. So what do they know that we don't? Why isn't the media sounding the alarm? Well, you won't see this on the mainstream news, but remember, you heard it here first. So that is the first sign that everything is crumbling. Also, we've got this.
So I just voted in Chester County, Pennsylvania, which is traditionally a blue county. And I can tell you that I sat and I talked with the Republican, the table that they have and the Republicans there. And the best news I've heard so far is I asked them simply, I said, have you seen anybody going to the Democrat table? And their answer was they have seen maybe a handful of people, but almost no one is going to the Democrat table. Not only that, but they know that the guy that was working there was calling people trying to get extra help because he was all by himself. So it looks as though from a very granular, view of this whole thing, it doesn't look like Democrats are turning out this morning at all. So that's good because we may take Pennsylvania. Keep voting.
And right now, it's looking like we are going to take Pennsylvania. New Jersey Democrats are apparently panicking as well.
Phil Rizzo here. Great day. I was a poll challenger in New Jersey in Somerset County. I was there for about 7 hours today. Voter turnout is incredible. But here's the best part. There was a woman who asked if there was a Democrat challenger or some sort of Democrat operative there keeping track of the registered Democrats that came in and voted versus those who had not yet been to the polls. Why? Because she wanted to make sure that there were people chasing votes if the Democrats hadn't been out to the polls yet. They are panicking. They need to chase Democrat votes in New Jersey. Why? Because Donald Trump is carrying Jersey. I love it. Donald Trump wins New Jersey. He wins the whole country. Let's keep our foot on the gas. All gas, no brakes. Let's make America great again. The Dems are in free fall, and it's awesome to watch.
It certainly is. Those are the reports that I love to see. Just in, insiders reveal lonely and lost. Biden's humiliating last days in office, Netflix binges, quiet tears, and shunned by the Harris campaign. That's according to the Daily Mail. Here we have only a handful of people showing up to Kamala Harris's watch party at Howard University. The mood is very somber and the joy is gone. Here is what appears to be the exterior of the watch party. That was just 3 hours ago. Did you see this? This was a totally staged event. Ben Shapiro was reacting to this earlier today. Check this out. Kamala Harris.
She was.
Well, I'll let him set it up.
Trying to call a voter, and it didn't go amazing.
How you doing? Have you voted already?
Give me a second.
You did. Thank you.
Look at that. Oh, her camera's on.
Thank you so very much. You know, it's so important that everybody...
On camera, Matthew J. Walsh.
She faked it. Look at that shot right there. Where is it? Look at her. She's holding up a phone, but the camera's on. She was faking a phone call to someone she claimed had voted for her. That's how desperate these people are and stupid. Well, I mean, does that even happen? Has that ever happened to you? I mean, could this have been a mistake? Maybe she was on the phone and the camera was on. As far as I know, you can't use your camera while your phone is on. Okay? So that just proves more staged opportunities for Kamala Harris. And this is the picture that was making all the rounds. Oh, yeah. Nobody. This is not a mistake, friends. Jill wore all red to vote. As the wife of a Democrat politician, there's no way she doesn't know how this looks. Biden and Jill are pissed. She wore straight red. I think she voted for Donald Trump. I really believe that. Yeah. Jill wore a bright red suit to go vote. Oh, yes, they are pissed. And here we go, Laura Logan. She says, nice try, a-holes. We're not playing this game again. MSNBC prepping for a red mirage. That's what they're saying, where Trump will be ahead in the swing states before a blue shift where Kamala ballots will be introduced in the middle of the night, like 2020. Let's listen to what MSNBC is saying.
Ballot results until the count is finished in the central count facilities. So in Milwaukee, you'll see 100% of precincts reporting before you see the numbers that come out of those early votes in person and those absentee ballots, which my guess is are heavily weighted towards Harris supporters. In Green Bay, they won't report anything until they've counted the absentee ballots and the in-person election day votes. So that means that you're going to see a red mirage where it seems like Trump is doing better than he actually is because they haven't counted and reported those absentee ballots yet. And then the blue shift when those ballots are introduced to add to the totals, that could be in the middle of the night. It certainly was in 2020. So if you're watching Wisconsin ballot results,
really, just introducing ballots in the middle of the night. I mean, it's like he's got this playbook already in his lap and he understands exactly what's going to happen. But people are watching very closely all across the country. And here's Stephen King. Look at this cuck. Tremble before this level of boomer truth to power. He's wearing a I Stand With Ukraine shirt. Give me a break, man. This guy is a venomous anti-Trumper. Here we have an Instagram influencer, 600,000 followers, says she's faced severe backlash, lost thousands of followers, and got a nasty comment and threats after revealing she voted for Trump. Brian, let's go vertical with this.
I didn't tell. Tasha K loses 5,000 followers on her Instagram page after she posted this morning that she voted for Donald Trump.
Literally, we lost 5,000 followers. Like that. Like that. All because I shared who I voted for. I didn't tell you guys to go vote for them. I didn't say that you were stupid or dumb because you didn't vote for them. I didn't threaten you. I didn't threaten your kids. I didn't threaten your livelihood. I didn't even use my platform to push a narrative for a particular party.
She stated that she got so much backlash from this post that she had to delete it. And she doesn't think it's fair because she says that she voted strictly on the policies. And that's what you should do too.
Morning when I...
Yeah, so people are getting triggered, dumping social media, unsubscribing from accounts. Oh, the minute you say you're supporting Trump is the minute that they unsubscribe. Well, Elon Musk and Joe Rogan, they had a nice conversation the day before the election, talking about Democrat deliberate. Yep, that's what the mainstream media does. They twist words and they run with headlines that are fake. They are the true fake news. They really are the true fake news, and I'm glad that we're here to be able to push back on it. I'm glad Elon Musk and Joe Rogan are pushing back on it. Now, yesterday we did a story in one of our segments. Yuval Noah Harari, who is Klaus Schwab at the World Economic Forum, one of the advisors there. He said that a Trump win means the globalists will be defeated. Hillary Clinton says a second term would mean they lose narrative control on the internet. Now, Bernie Sanders says it would be the end of the climate change agenda. Well, sign me up, right? Let's listen to what Bernie has to say.
Climate change, if you believe that climate change is real and an existential threat to our country and the world, you got to vote for Kamala because Trump thinks it is a hoax. And by the way, this is an issue that has not been talked enough about in this campaign. If Trump wins, the struggle, the global struggle against climate change is over. Because if the largest economy in the world, the United States, pulls back, so will China, so will Europe, and God only knows the kind of world that our kids and grandchildren will be living in because of climate change. If you believe...
You said people gonna die? Yeah, that's what they're doing. It's all fear-mongering. They want you to submit to their agenda, but of course we know better. Here's another fake and phony moment right at the very end of the campaign. This was a staged door knocking that Kamala Harris did. It was caught on camera. C-SPAN was there. Watch this. So as you can see, the members of the household are already standing out in front. And she says, I want to knock on the door. Go back to the door, and we're going to knock, and we're going to pretend to open the door. All for the cameras.
I want a door knock.
Oh, you want to do a door knock?
Yeah, come on. Okay. Okay, here, I'm going to...
I had one of the Penn State game in front of 111,000 people on day Saturday.
So thank you guys. Okay, come on.
Totally staged, totally staged, totally fake.
Guys, to the right, please. Thanks.
It is?
First vote.
Yes,
January.
Oh, man, that whole campaign is fake. She wasn't even elected to lead her party. She was installed just like they installed Joe Biden in 2020. Male voter in Michigan starts crying tears of joy after voting to allow his daughter to abort his future grandchildren. Listen to this guy.
Getting a little emotional about that.
Who'd you vote for today?
I voted for Kamala Harris.
Why is that?
I have 3 daughters, 4 children overall, and women's rights is pretty important to them and my daughters. Sorry, I'm getting a little emotional about that. I didn't think that I was going to do that, but, you know, just their bodies, their choice type of a mentality. You know, I want them to grow up in a world that's welcoming to everybody. So, yeah, that's why I cast my vote today.
And I'll bet you he submitted to the mandates and masked up and stood 6 feet apart and shamed people in the grocery store. They got too close. Yeah. He probably wears his mask still in his car. I'm surprised he's not wearing a mask in that video. What else have we got here for you, folks? We've got this. Okay, here is CNN's Dana Bash in full panic mode, concerned Kamala did not have enough time to introduce herself to America. Okay. Well, that's because she was installed. And Joe Biden was the nominee all the way up until he was kicked out in the coup.
But Donald Trump has been running for 2 years. Kamala Harris has been running for 107 days. So one of my big questions is, particularly with her candidacy, is whether that was just enough time to introduce herself to the country and to candidates who were dead set on voting for a Democrat, wasn't so sure about him, or whether she could have used a little bit more time.
Yeah, she could have probably used a little bit more time, right? CNN releasing some exit polling, prompting Chris Wallace to say it would be a miracle if Harris could win with that kind of headwind. Yes, we know that Kamala Harris knows all about
19% said, let's look at the numbers on the mood of the country. It's a pretty dour mood in terms of the way people feel things are going in the United States. Nationally, only 7% of voters say they're enthusiastic. 19% say they're satisfied. Look at these numbers. 43% dissatisfied, 29% angry, 72% of the electorate nationally say they're dissatisfied or angry. What about America's best days, we ask? Are they in the future or are they in the past? 61% of voters in this election across the country say America's best days are ahead of the country. 6 in 10 say so. 34% say the best days are in the past. And finally, President Joe Biden's approval rating, it's at 41% in these early preliminary exit poll findings. 58% of voters in this election across the country nationally disapprove of the way that the incumbent Democratic president is doing his job, Jake.
All right, interesting stuff. David Chalian, thanks so much. And let's talk about it with our panel. And Dana Bash, obviously this is early exit poll data, but still looking at this, which really doesn't deviate so much from polling in general we've seen. Joe Biden not popular, most Americans dissatisfied.
One of the questions that I have been asking and looking at since I started covering campaigns is this. Are you satisfied? Are you not satisfied? Right track, wrong track. It is extremely high, the dissatisfied or angry. As David said, if you add those two up, 72%. What we don't know, because this is such a different election, is whether the dissatisfaction or anger will be taken out on Kamala Harris or Donald Trump, because they are both effectively, Harris is part of the current administration, but Donald Trump and the Trump era is very much upon us. We don't know how that's going to be.
I got to say, I think that's putting the best spin on it. I think when you see current voters saying that by a 3-to-1 margin that they are dissatisfied with the country.
3-to-1.
Or angry. Dissatisfied or angry.
Or angry. I got to say, I think that that's with the present conditions in the country. I mean, in conventional terms, it would be a miracle that Kamala Harris could win with that kind of headwind, and also with a president. Remember, she was part of the administration. The Biden-Harris administration was 41% approved, 58% disapproved. This isn't even close to the 50% they traditionally. Let me just finish my point, which is just that if she is able to overcome those numbers and still win this election, then she has done a remarkable job of somehow separating herself that she's part of the solution and not part of the problem.
It's early and said.
Oh, I love to watch them panic and admit what's really happening. Alex Stein, 99. Prime time. Howard University is packed with people, he says, ready for Kamala's election night party. A little bit different video than what we showed you earlier, but this is from Alex Stein, 99. This is 5 hours ago. Also, we have this Harris campaign advisor. We are optimistic that we are literally about to turn the page on Donald Trump and install, there's the key word there, install Vice President Kamala Harris. Listen to this.
We don't expect it. It'll be a long day. We don't expect this race to be called early. But we are optimistic that we are literally about to be able to turn the page on Donald Trump and install Vice President Harris as the next president of the United States.
Install, yeah. We know how that works. And then we got Jill Biden in her beautiful red suit. Yeah, clearly I think she actually voted for she voted for Trump, man. There's no question. Now, the pattern is undeniable from Chester County, Pennsylvania to Somerset County, New Jersey. Traditional Democrat strongholds are hemorrhaging support. CNN's own Dana Bash in full crisis mode. Chris Wallace admits it would take a miracle for Harris to win, and Biden is reportedly spending his final days in office binge-watching Netflix. The establishment's grip is slipping, so here's my question to you. What do you think finally broke the Democrat Party's hold on their base? Drop your analysis in the comments below.